Hello and welcome back to Bodhisattva's Art of Warcraft. For more film tutorials on raiding and healing, please visit www.theartofwarcraft.info. Today I will be discussing raid movement mechanics. First of all, in order to execute the setup I'm about to describe, you'll have to go to your game menu, interface, camera, and mouse options, and they will have to be set as follows. For your camera, make sure the follow terrain, head bob, water collision, and smart pivot boxes are all unchecked. Secondly, the max camera distance slider needs to be set at high. Finally, the camera following style drop-down needs to be set at never adjust camera. For the mouse, the invert mouse and click to move checkboxes should all be unchecked. I also have my mouse sensitivity slider set at medium. This will vary with different mouses. Fool around with this until you're happy with how your cursor moves about the screen. I also have my mouse look speed slider set to about 75%. Next, consider playing with your camera view zoomed completely out. To achieve this, enter the command line as follows. The max camera distance slider in-game does not give you the maximum zoom that is capable within the game code. Only by using this command above can this be done. Also, consider using your left mouse button to turn and adjust your camera view. This is an in-game default and you shouldn't have to make any interface adjustments to do it. Simply press and hold your left mouse button and then move your cursor about the screen to adjust your camera view. Also, consider using the game default move and steer option that allows you to move forward and steer your character by pressing both mouse buttons down simultaneously. Also, adjust the in-game key bindings for turning and strafing. Change D from turn right to strafe right, and A from turn left to strafe left. Certainly you can always continue to use the defaults so long as it is comfortable for you to always have your ring finger, middle finger, and index finger on the Q, W, and E keys. But because I have small hands and I bind spells to Q, E, Z, X, and C, I find it more comfortable to have my fingers always resting on the A, strafe left in my configuration, S, move backward, and D, strafe right in the given configuration. Here's the setup in summary. Adjust camera is your left mouse button depressed and dragging the screen. Move forward can either be the W key or you can move forward by pressing both mouse buttons simultaneously. Move backward is S, strafe right is D, and strafe left is A. Then of course I use Q, E, Z, X, and C for spells and heals. Now you might be thinking to yourself, sounds like a lot of trouble and my setup works just fine for me for now. But ask yourself, am I moving exclusively with one hand and casting with the other? This setup lets you do both with both hands. If I am casting with one hand, can I have my fingers on 8 or more key bindings, cast a spell, and strafe at the same time? Unless you have 8 fingers on your left hand and you are incredibly coordinated, the answer to this is no. Finally, am I able to move with my left hand and cast with my right hand? Then switch and move with my right hand and cast with my left hand. The bottom line is here, setting up your movement like this is going to enable you to move more fluidly and efficiently, all while executing your casts for maximum damage and effective healing. You can move with both hands and you have easy access to your full arsenal of spells and heals. The setup described here allows me to have up to 8 fingers resting on bound keys without moving my hands at all, fumbling for the next spell to cast. Incidentally, if you're moving your hands at all, I would strongly encourage you to reevaluate your key binding and movement setup. The hope is here that your hands will remain stationary while your fingers move to comfortable and convenient keys for movement and casting. In this clip, you're watching what I call the Professor Putricide Polka, and it's a perfect example of efficient moving and casting. I'm healing as a discipline priest here. Notice that in Phase 3 we've run out of room due to the slimes, and our tanks are forced to begin kiting in the opposite direction. As if this weren't enough, 2 slime puddles spawn right on top of me as I'm strafing out of danger. But as you can see, I'm able to polka around the danger and continue to heal and mitigate damage effectively. While these meters include my absorbs from Power Word Shield, the point in showing them is that I was able to move throughout the encounter, all while remaining very active and contributing to the success of the raid. Getting used to this configuration will give you joystick or gamepad-like control over your character and its abilities with a simple 5-button mouse and a standard keyboard. If you want to take it up a notch, I personally use the SteelSeries World of Warcraft gaming mouse in conjunction with Belkin's N52TE gamepad. This gives me a lot of efficiency, response, and comfort. In this clip, I'm using my configuration to execute what I call the Sindragosa swing. As your character is drawn in by Sindragosa's icy grip, hold down your left mouse button and move your mouse towards you, which will give you a top-down view of the situation. In other words, you'll be looking directly down on top of your character's head. Now, continue holding your left mouse button after you've moved the mouse towards you and move the mouse to the right until your camera has turned 180 degrees. Back and to the right. Back and to the right. Back and to the right. After you've turned the camera 180 degrees while still holding down the left mouse button, press and hold your right mouse button simultaneously with the left mouse button, causing your character to run out. Please note, there is no need to turn your character around to face the direction you want to run. This is the beauty of the Sindragosa swing. With your camera and mouse settings set as described above, your character will automatically turn around and run in the direction your camera is looking. Here's an example of the swing in slow motion. As you can see from this screenshot here, even some of our raiders still struggle with this even after months of successful Sindragosa encounters. Thank you for watching The Art of Warcraft's raid movement and mechanics. For more information or to see more videos on raiding and healing, please visit www.theartofwarcraft.info.